Hey everybody, we're on our way to Raw Chalk Park at the moment to check out the facility for Kansas Relays next weekend. So stay tuned and join us in a few minutes for Good Morning KU.
Good morning. This is Good Morning KU. I'm Grace.
I'm Kelly. It's good to have you back with us this week.
Yes, it's Friday. We made it through another week. We're getting there.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
We're close.
Getting close.
How was your week?
It was good. Busy week. A lot of
week.
tests and stuff, but
yes.
How about yours?
It was good. It was pretty laid back, pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
But the good news is if you had a crazy week like Kelly did, we have a lot of fun stuff happening around campus today and over the weekend. So baseball season is like officially in the swing of things. Little pun. Tonight we have a game at 6, tomorrow at 2, and Sunday at 1. They're all here in Lawrence against Oklahoma State.
I'll have to go. Have you ever been to one?
I haven't actually. Last year when I lived in the dorms, I used to just like listen to them with my window open because you could hear them if you're on the hill. But I would like to actually attend one in person. That would be fun.
Yeah.
They're free if you bring your student ID, so definitely head out there and support our team.
I've heard they're really fun.
Yeah, I've heard they're a lot of fun. Lots of stuff going on. And then also, starting this Wednesday, we have the KU Relays. So that's the whole track and field, the big competition, Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay.
Have you ever been before?
No, I haven't.
No.
Have you?
I used to come with my family growing up. We'd come, hang out at Memorial Stadium, watch the track and field, and it's fun. I don't know much about any of the events in particular, but I always think it's really exciting to watch. So, yeah, another fun event to head out to.
I might be volunteering at that.
Oh, that's cool.
I got an email about volunteering for hours, so I thought it sounded fun.
Yeah, so lots of ways to get involved then. Also, we've got a lot of sports to talk about today because in Major League Baseball, last night, it's official, the Royals have our first sweep of the season. We are 3-0, took out those White Sox. It feels good.
It does.
really
Maybe another
good.
Blue October coming up.
Yeah,
hopefully.
we just gotta wait, like 6 more months and then we're there, so.
Getting close-ish.
Yeah, but those are all really fun games. We're off to an awesome start.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't know if anybody else is a golf fan, but the Masters tournament started yesterday. My grandpa and brother both golf, so our family's pretty into it.
Yeah, my grandpa just constantly has golf on in the background on his TV.
It's a good background sport, not gonna lie, but it's entertaining.
It's fun to watch sometimes.
I don't know if I should be sharing this with you guys, but I may or may not have skipped a class yesterday to go home and watch the Royals game and the Masters, so.
It's okay.
They weren't taking
attendance,
you know. Also, another interesting thing we have going on this week on campus is the KU Arts Week.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting. I'm excited.
We've had visual art exhibits in museums, in the Lead Center, and campus buildings all throughout the week.
Yeah,
and then throughout the weekend, we have some live performances in theater and music and chorus and all that stuff.
I know at the journalism school they had a lot of photographs up taken by the students. It was really cool.
They had an art and photography contest and all of the students were just from the journalism school, so representing.
Yeah, it was really cool to see. A lot of good work.
Yeah, a lot of good work. Well, that's what's happening around campus this week, and up next, Kelly will be back to interview the candidates from from Advanced KU.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Hi, welcome back. We're here with Jessie and Zach. the presidential and vice president candidates from Advanced KU. Thanks for coming on the show today, you guys.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Yeah. So you guys have both been senators for a long time. What's been your favorite experience from that?
Well, I've been involved in student senate since my freshman year, and I've had the privilege to serve. And one of my favorite experiences is the government relations director, and I really got to know Student Senate through that role when I was out on campus registering students to vote with Rock Chalk the Vote during the 2012 presidential election. I remember having cardboard cutouts of Mitt Romney and President Obama out there, and I saw students taking their picture, and it was just a really fun experience and demonstrated the role of Student Senate, of being out and visible of Student Senate, and making it accessible, and that's what we're trying to do with our coalition.
Okay.
Yeah, and I might want to say, sometimes your best experience isn't always a good experience. I got to do a lot of fee review this semester, and it did take a couple of legislation cycles and a lot of conversations, but it was an experience. I learned a lot of things.
Definitely. That sounds great. So I heard one of your platforms is that you will give students a refund if they drop classes. Is that true?
Correct. So we had a student that has been talking to the business and financial planning up in Strong Hall. And so the idea is that instead of when you drop a class and then you add it, you lose about 10% of what you paid for that course.
Okay.
And so what that does is that creates a lot of paperwork for the bursar's office. It creates paperwork, it takes time. Other institutions in the Big 12 and our peer institutions give you kind of up to a 14 to 21 day period to drop and then add a class, while we do not. So it's kind of just makes life a lot easier. If you just happen to make that mistake, you still get your funds back.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something that students are going to be able to benefit from, and give them more money in their pockets if they do drop that class. So it's something that I think a lot of students are going to be able to gain a lot out of.
Okay. And so another question, if you guys were elected, the Imagine KU platforms, is there one that you would implement?
Definitely. One of the ones I love the most is Take Back the Tap. This is a real tangible plan as far as advancing sustainability on campus. We have sustainability platforms as well, and that's kind of creating a plan for Student Senate, how we tackle the sustainability fee. What can students do to create a more sustainable campus? And so, if elected, I think that's a great platform to implement.
Yeah.
And we would work, with Catherine and Ramiro in their slate to implement their idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a couple, and there's a couple of hydration stations already on campus, and those are great. And so it's having those available with students to be able to access that, because it's good to be able to refill your water bottles and not have to continue to spend money to purchase a bottle of water.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And Zach, a question for you. You were on a committee this year, and one social equity was passed and one wasn't. What was the difference between those two?
Yeah, so I'm a member of the Student Rights Committee, and there was the equity coordinator position was presented in the Rights Committee, and there were individuals in that committee who spoke against that bill, and the issue with that was that they didn't feel like that position, the wording of it, and its responsibilities were too ambiguous. And so in December, after our forum, which I thought was a really good experience for Student Senate in response to all the national news that was going on, the Student Senate generated what is now the Diversity and Inclusion position. And with that position, it addressed the issues that were concerns in the Students' Rights Committee. And I supported that position, and so it's a position that's really important, and we recognize that it was something that was lacking in our Student Senate, and I'm glad that we were able to get Student Senate was able to respond to that issue.
Okay, thank you. And what are your guys' plans on working externally outside of KU?
Right, so if you look at one of Advanced KU's platforms, it's to institute a student on Lawrence City Commission. So when we talk about external, we got to talk about the communities that KU is in. So I think having a student on City Commission and talking to city commissioners about zoning or sorts of factors that affect off-campus students is important.
Okay, do you guys have anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
Just make sure that you go vote next week. It's next Wednesday and Thursday, and voting's online. It's easy, it takes 3 minutes. And also check out the information for both coalition and the candidates. A lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Imagine KU.
Hey everybody, we made it to Rock Chalk Park. Stay tuned in a few minutes and we'll give you a weather update / some info about Kansas Relays.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
And welcome back. I'm here with the candidates from Imagine KU this morning, and we're super excited to have you here.
Thanks. I'm so glad that you guys asked us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm kind of curious, as I'm sure a lot of people are, what motivated both of you to run?
So the reason why I decided to run, originally, a month ago, I did not picture myself sitting here today. It was not part of my plan to run. However, I think it's very important to note the pivotal issues that are facing our campus. And I thought it was very important to have students and student leaders that were equipped to deal and move forward with those issues that have been brewing on our campus for several years now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And as for me, my involvement with Student Senate was very fun, and I learned a lot, but I think there are quite a few issues that both the senators and the executive board are not addressing. And I think KU is in such a pivotal state right now to where we have to move and we have to be proactive about the things that we're doing. And so I feel like new leadership would be the best way to change the direction and move the students.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a platform actually that does address this. Am I correct in understanding that your Fix the Senate platform does indeed to try to remedy this problem?
Absolutely. So with Fix Senate, the first thing that we want to do is make sure that all students actually feel welcome and feel like they can come to Student Senate. So one of my favorite initiatives within that would be having the rules and regulations as well as legislation be translated into different languages. And this accommodates the students that do not have English as their first language. Because we say that we want to be there for students, but how can we represent them if they don't understand what we're saying and what we are basing what we do off of?
And also, one of our initiatives underneath Fix Senate is senator accountability, and this is something that we have been working already since December. Me and Catherine were in the forum holding our student senators accountable, and it's something that we continue to do even in last night's debate, just holding our senators accountable and really holding them to what they are supposed to be doing as representatives of the student body.
Okay. And let's talk about one other thing as well when we're talking about how we're going to fix Senate and have a relationship with Senate. One of the things that students have been very worried about in the last couple of years is the hostility that surrounds the Student Senate and the Student Senate elections. And so I think we have a couple of tweets here that we want to look at this morning. And I'm kind of wondering how you saw the Twitter interactions from last night. Did you look at any of those tweets from last night?
I personally did not, but I have heard some things, and I think one that really stood out to me were the voices of current senators. Jessie spoke to this a little bit last night about how there are senators that are working tirelessly while there are other senators who sit and they do homework and they aren't engaged with the actual process. And so one senator, her name is Shagufta, she actually spoke out and said that she is frustrated with the lack of accountability that the current executive board is holding. And she really wishes that we could move forward. And so I think bringing people in that are conscious of the purpose of Student Senate and they are actively working towards bettering Student Senate will really shift the dynamic and ease any tension that's going on in the room because we are all working together to truly better the students.
And I think it's very important that we place this hostility into context. This is not something that just came up. This is something that has been brewing on our campus for years. As many of you may know, Blaine Harding, the director of multicultural, the Office of Multicultural Affairs, recently resigned due to the treatment of students of color on this campus. Those are very real issues, and we need somebody that's going to be able to address those issues and is not afraid to ask the tough questions. Because with our campaign, that is what we're doing. We are asking the tough questions, and we are using different tactics with our campaign that are new to the entire campus. Okay. We are including everyone, and we really want to make sure everybody's voice is heard and not left out.
Definitely. So speaking of asking tough questions, one of the biggest things that's happening statewide right now is the debate on higher education funding. And as president and vice president of the university, one of your roles will be to work externally with the state government to try to solve these issues. What is your strategy to try to incorporate the politics that is involved in KU and take that to the state level?
Absolutely. So as we stated, we are all about using our exec board to reach out and create space for student voices. So the first thing that we would do would be to revamp the student governor relations position. And so while they will be working with legislators, they will also be working with students. So our first portion of that would be creating a long stack of letters from students. I think it's important that legislators hear students' voices and then also see names, see who we are, see that we are not just numbers, that we are not just student IDs, but we are people, and the things that they are doing directly affect us.
Okay.
I was very fortunate in that a couple weeks ago I had the opportunity to go speak at the state capitol and advocate for students on campus, specifically undocumented students whose tuition would have been removed due to Bill 2931 that would remove this tuition for those students. However, it's very important that we go to the state capitol and that the students have a face-to-face conversation with legislators, and legislators realize who those policies will affect.
Right. Okay, well, one final question for you. I've had so much fun talking to you this morning, but I'm wondering if you had to give me one reason why I should vote for Imagine, what would it be for each of you?
For me, it's because we represent the 85%. 85% of students do not vote. And during my time in Student Senate, I was told it's because they don't care, or they're unengaged, or they're just completely put off with Student Senate. But I don't believe that 15% of the population who are catered to by traditional Senate should control 100% of the student funds. So I say that we represent the 85 students, and we are looking to bring their voices to the table, to incorporate their thoughts, their feelings, and what they need to make Student Senate as well as the entire campus better.
Catherine and I and the rest of the Imagine slate bring a new perspective and a fresh voice to the table. That is something that has been traditionally left out. And I think that since we are working so hard to include everyone, that is pivotal to moving forward with the issues that are facing our campus, that equips us with the tool set that we need to fix these problems. So that's why you should vote Imagine. And in April 14th and 15th and 16th, you should vote Catherine and I into office along with our Imagine slate.
Okay, well, thank you very much for both coming on the show today. And we hope that regardless of who you're voting for, that you do choose to vote in the upcoming election. And just as a reminder, you can always follow Imagine KU at their Twitter, at Imagine_KU. But right after the break, we'll be back with an interview with the big event. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Being a Jayhawk is more than just being a sports fan. It's about being part of a community. And today, we celebrate that. We celebrate the University of Kansas, we celebrate Lawrence, Kansas, and we say thank you to the community. So rock chalk. Jayhawk!
just watched a promo video from last year's The Big Event, and I'm here with Hayley Loufek, one of the co-directors for recruitment for The Big Event this year. We're going to talk a little more about it. So it's taking place on April 18th,
yes,
right?
That's next Saturday.
Okay.
From 10 to 2, we'll have our volunteers come and meet at about 9 a.m. We have our kickoff ceremony. It's in Lot 90 down by the rec center. So everyone will be there. We have some performers coming, some speakers. So we get everybody there, get everyone excited, and then send them off.
Awesome. So for people who don't know, The Big Event is a very big and sort of vague name.
Yeah.
So what exactly is taking place on this day?
So the Big Event is a day where we have KU students, staff, and faculty are allowed to go out and volunteer at different homeowners and businesses in Lawrence at all of our job sites. So we go, and a lot of times, not all the time, but our homeowners sometimes are older and have trouble getting around or doing some of their housework and their yard work and everything. So we go and just help them with whatever they need, whatever they request.
Awesome. So you mentioned a couple specific jobs like yard work, housework. Is it mostly that sort of work?
Yeah, we do a lot of like raking leaves and cleaning up yards. Some people ask us to help them paint, or we have some people who just have heavy furniture that they have trouble lifting. I know one year when I volunteered, the homeowner used a wheelchair, so it was just harder for her to clean her house. So all she wanted was for us to help her like reach the areas that she couldn't get to, and she was really appreciative.
That's awesome. So you sign up in teams to participate. How many teams do you normally have, or have you had in the past?
It depends, usually kind of on how many people each job site needs. Some job sites only need about 3 or 4 volunteers. Some of them need 10 to 15. So people sign up either in groups, or you can sign up as an individual. We have about 260-ish job sites, so usually between 250 and 300. So we just divide people up accordingly and send them out.
That's awesome. So, like you mentioned, these students are working at homes for citizens of Lawrence, and then at some schools. What kind of response do you get from these people?
They're usually really appreciative. Like I said, a lot of times there are simple tasks that are just a little bit harder for them, or they have trouble getting it done by a certain time that they would like it finished. So we have people, our entire executive team goes and we check all the job sites before the day of, and some of them will ask if they can have the volunteers from the year before that they had come back, because they just love meeting the students, they love talking to them, and all of our students a lot of times like to see if they can go back to the same job sites too, because they just like to build that relationship, and it's a lot of fun. That's awesome. So if people still want to sign up, can they do that, and what do they need to do? You can sign up. Our website is thebigeventku.com, and if you just go there and click under the volunteer tab, you can register a group, no problem. Just submit your roster of all your volunteers that you would like to work with, and we can get you registered.
All right, so as we're wrapping it up, anything else you'd like to add?
Not really, just that if you would like, you can find us on social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can look there for updates and pictures about the day of and information about the big event coming up in following years also.
Great, thank you so much for being here. Everyone should go sign up. Sounds like an awesome opportunity. We will be back after the break.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
All right, welcome back. We are going to throw it out to Brianna, who's at Rock Chalk Park, and talk about the weather. How is it out there?
Hey Grace, it's really, really nice right now. There's a little bit of a chill in the air. There's kind of a breeze, but it's supposed to be in the low 70s later on today, and kind of stay that way throughout the weekend. So it's going to be a nice one. It's supposed to have a slight chance of rain on Sunday, but other than that, it's supposed to look really nice.
Awesome. So beautiful weather for all of our KU baseball taking place this weekend. And next week, like we said earlier, we have KU relays. So what's the weather going to be like for that?
It's going to be sorry, I cannot talk today. It's supposed to look pretty similar to this weekend, a little bit warmer actually, 75, 76 next weekend for both days. So definitely a good day to come out here to Rock Chalk Park and to check out the relays. So definitely do that, and it should be a nice weekend.
Awesome. Sounds like some great weather. Well, have fun out there, and we will be back with the news.
And welcome back. This is your Friday Good Morning KU News Update. The witness who reported South Carolina police officer fatally shooting a fleeing man claimed on Thursday that he did not see the victim grab
It seemed to be a simple traffic stop Saturday morning.
Last Saturday, Officer Michael Sliger was videotaped shooting Walter Scott, who had been pulled over for a broken taillight. According to early reports, Scott had apparently tried to grab the Sliger's taser, sparking the shooting. Sliger is now being charged with murder. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is reportedly gearing up for an early summer campaign to launch a shot at the Republican presidential nomination. According to his advisors, Christie's campaign is designed to capitalize on the governor's considerable strengths as a retail campaigner and position him as a truth-telling underdog. His campaign is set to begin next week with a multi-day Tell It Like It Is tour of New Hampshire. A global French-language television network has been virtually disabled by a massive cyber attack on Wednesday evening. In addition to all of its 11 channels, TV5 Monde also lost control of its social media outlets and website. The network said it was hacked by an Islamic group and ISIS logos and marking appeared on the TV5 Monde social media accounts. There was no immediate claim of responsibility by ISIS or by any other group. The network has since regained control of its website. Walgreens has announced plans to close about 200 U.S. stores as part of a plan to cut across by $500 million. Walgreens spokesperson Philip Crusoe said that the company has not decided which stores it will close, but it is not focusing on any specific geographical area. The company said that Walgreens expects to reduce costs by a projected $1.5 billion by the end of 2017 fiscal year. Face the Nation anchor Bob Schieffer announced on Wednesday that he will retire this summer. Schieffer's career on CBS News has spanned 46 years and has also moderated the Sunday morning public affairs talk show Face the Nation for the past 24 years. Schieffer is the chief of Washington correspondent for CBS News and is one of the most highly respected reporters in the CBS history. He has won 8 Emmys and has interviewed every president since Richard Nixon. Taylor Swift revealed on Twitter Thursday that her mom has been diagnosed with cancer. The pop singer's mom, Andrea Finlay, 57, quit her job several years ago as a mutual fund marketing executive to raise both Swift and Swift's younger brother. The singer has built a bond with her fans by sharing her personal details of her life, according to CNN. Swift is keeping the details of her mother's condition and treatment plans private. Sabra dipping companies were calling 30,000 cases of hummus due to possible listeria contamination, according to the FDA. Products included 10 and 30 ounces of Sabra Classic Hummus, 32-ounce Sabra Classic Hummus with garnish, 17-ounce Sabra Classic Hummus 6-pack, 23.5-ounce Hummus dual-pack Classic and garlic. And that's going to wrap it up for the national news. After a quick break, Abby will join us with a local news update.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Lawrence police are investigating an accident where a man was struck by a vehicle early Thursday morning. Both police and fire medical crews were called to the intersection at North 5th and Elm Street around 12:10 a.m. A woman called and reported that a man had run out in front of her vehicle. The man reportedly got up and started to walk away as if nothing had happened, so the caller got out of her vehicle to follow the man until law enforcement arrived. The man was taken to Lawrence Memorial Hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The 2015 Patent Conference, or PatCon 5, will be held today at Green Hall on the KU campus. The conference will host patent scholars from a dozen countries and 4 continents to share the latest scholarly research on patent law, policy, and business. The event is sponsored by the School of Law alumni and is free to the public. Coming off a midweek sweep for the New Mexico Lobos, Kansas baseball looks to keep that momentum as they open the Big 12 play against Oklahoma State Cowboys. In their last meeting, Kansas suffered a 3-game sweep by the Cowboys, but looked to avenge the last season's loss tonight at 6 p.m. It is Aloha Friday tonight at Hugland Ballpark. The first 100 students through the gate get a free corn dog and candy. Lays will also be given away while supplies last. The 22nd ranked KU softball team will travel to Lubbock, Texas for a weekend series against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Jayhawks are looking for their second straight Big 12 Conference weekend sweep after taking 3 of 3 from Oklahoma State last weekend. The Jayhawks are 3-3 in the conference play this season. Kansas track and field start their 3rd trip to Fayetteville, Arkansas this season to compete in the John McDonnell Invitational this weekend. This is the final meet for the Jayhawks before they host the 88th annual Kansas Relays at Rock Chalk Park next weekend. Field events begin at 1:30 p.m. on Friday, and track events begin at noon on Saturday at John McDonnell Stadium. And now we'll wrap it up for our local news update. Stay tuned, and after the break, we'll be back with Brianna one more time at Rock Chalk Park.
Hi everybody, we're still here at Rock Chalk Park where Kansas Relays will be taking place next weekend, April 15th through the 18th. A little bit of info for you. You can buy your tickets online to come see the relays. $10 for a 1-day pass, $15 for a 2-day pass. And for those of you who don't know, Kansas Relays is a mixture of high school and collegiate athletes that come and compete here at Rock Chalk Park. Volunteers of any kind are welcome. You can contact Debbie Lumen at the website and phone number below, and you get a free KU Relays t-shirt and free food. So definitely sign up to volunteer, come and support the athletes here in Lawrence and at KU.
Welcome back. I'm Katie Kelleher, and TJ and I are here today to play a little game. We played a couple weeks ago. It's called Word Sneak. So we each have our note cards with words on them. We have not seen the words before, and our goal is to sneak them into the conversation.
Yep.
We don't have to guess it, just a little fun. So are you ready?
Yeah, are you ready?
I am. So how has your week been?
It's been great. I've been a little bit flabbergasted by like how crazy it's been. I've had so much going on in my week. It's been absolutely insane.
Yeah. Are you excited that spring is here and everything?
I am. So I consider myself kind of a frat star. And so when I go outside, I like to have my, skies out, thighs out, and put on my chubbies and get going. So spring's my time.
I love to roll around in the grass. That's my favorite thing. Is
oh,
to
really?
Just go like roll down a big hill or something.
That's odd. I really like when during the spring, because like spring's so colorful, I like going to the park and blowing up balloons and creating balloon animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's strange but fun. See, I like to go to the park and just crochet.
Oh.
I don't know, it's kind of like an old lady thing, but I
what
like to
about,
just crochet and then...
do you like going out? Some people like going to the bowl. I like going out to the Hawk. I know.
Yeah.
But not that I could go, because...
See, I'm more of a stay in and watch like a good Will Smith movie type of girl. That's what I like.
Oh.
I don't know what some of these words are.
Well, that sounds like a kumquat situation.
Okay,
that's
isn't a kumquat a fruit?
That's peachy. I don't know. I think that I would really enjoy some kumquat in the spring because it's so good. No.
That sounds manifested. I don't know how to work that word in. Manifested.
This game has manifested itself in so many ways. It's been terrible.
It's not a very professional game now,
No,
is
it's kind of like Rosie O'Donnell. She's not professional either on the screen. That's why she's no longer on the TV show.
Yeah.
So, what a horror.
Oh. What?
I really loved her.
That is not what I thought you said.
Oh, save the drama for your mama. Come on now. You're just being so dramatic. I wouldn't say that on screen.
Yeah.
Hey,
so,
I think that's...
Yeah, I'm not done yet. I'm still going.
Well,
I'm
hurry
still
up.
going. I'm trying. But so Rosie O'Donnell, she's a comedian. She's been in movies. But whenever I grow up, I think I want to be a professional lawnmower.
Oh, I was a lawnmower for a couple of weeks. It was great. I was the best lawnmower in town.
You know what? Bye, Felicia. Whatever. You're probably just like the best lawnmower in the whole entire world. Who cares?
Well.
But you know how you're talking about going out?
Yeah.
And like I'm more of a movie Will Smith type of girl, but there are some girls who just love to go out there and just get white girl wasted. They they just go out there and they're just trying to have a good time.
It's okay.
But
Let them be them.
They're gonna go home to Big Papa and be the good little girls that they are.
Oh.
So, And that is, good job.
You
That's
too.
Great. Got me a little tears in my eyes. And that is going to do it for us today at Good Morning KU. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, and we will see you guys back here on Monday for our Monday edition. Have a great weekend.